to look at.
Right.
So there's some things I really want to ask you that I really want people to know because I know it, but people who might not know who you are might not know about it. So like that's what like I'm really excited to like talk to you and like have you on here because you are definitely like an icon in this community in one way or
Yeah, thank
another. So
you.
like people know you, they're like I kind of know you, but they probably don't even know you really fully.
There's
So we're
some
gonna see how
people
it goes.
there's a lot of people, like I call them the smash zoomers, that are like, they kind of come at me and they talk to me and I'm just like, who are you? But at the same time, they're like, fuck you don't know anything about what you're talking about. And I'm just like,
I'm
wait,
like, bro,
I think
I
I've
was here
been
before you were
here.
born. Who
I
are
think I've been
you?
here since before you were born. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of In the Lab season 2. You already know what it be. We have video now, but if the video didn't work in the end, you guys probably just listened to this on Spotify. It probably didn't work, but this is something new we're trying now, and I know that if it works, it's actually gonna be pretty cool. You guys might start to see this on YouTube. You guys can actually watch and listen at the same time. And today, I have a very special guest, a special icon in the IE community, a really good close friend of mine. He's a good friend of mine, gives me the great advice, and back then gave me the sick ass platter pancakes from IHOP. I have the man Raymond, aka Rasta Ray Goomba. Welcome to the podcast. Glad to have you on board, man. How are you doing today?
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. I'm doing pretty good. I had a really good morning. You know, I get to spend my lunch time with Dan, so that's always nice.
Heck yeah.
And speaking of lunch, yeah, no, he never came for lunch, but I made this man late night pancakes on multiple occasions.
Yes, sir, man.
And
Good times.
that was back at IHOP, man. That was a long time ago.
No, definitely, dude. We'll definitely talk
There was
about
like
that later on.
who was
Yeah.
your IHOP? Who was your guys' IHOP crew? It was
The
like you,
IHOP, it
Mal,
was
Carlos.
me. It was me, Mal, Sal, Ronnie, Carlos, Don too. I don't. Do you remember Felix? Luke.
I have like a little memory of Felix. He didn't really play Smash, but he was like kind of good at it, right?
Yeah, he played. Yeah, he didn't. He played a little bit of competitive, but he wasn't active. I think he was only active
Right.
because of us. Like we went. Oh, he'll go too, and everything like that. But nothing really on his
Yeah.
own. And then Eric, if he wasn't working, he'll join us too. Oh my God, Brick. Yep, the legend himself. We go way back.
I have funny brick stories that I might share. I have
Man,
some awesome brick stories, actually.
yo, if you can get him to get on the show, like convince him, damn, we could talk about that
Every time.
all the
Every time.
time. Yeah. Well, like I said, Rasta, thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate you. If y'all don't know him, he's an OG tour, but turned competitor. He got really good. He's also a tournament organizer for BYS Backyard Smash. If y'all don't know him, I'll be having them on later on, definitely on another episode. They're really good friends of mine. And himself, he actually mains, if I'm not mistaken, you main King Dedede, but also tons of other characters. Who would you say main in this game and everything?
Currently King Dedede. I play probably a little more Steve than anything else.
Steve.
Like I probably practice him more than Dedede right now.
Nice.
And Pikachu. But
Pikachu be top tier, you already know.
Yeah, he's busted. He's a fat rat. He's sick.
Fat rat.
It's all about the sick characters, man. King Dedede, sick boy, and then you got fat rat.
And then you got freaking Steve, who's equal on all sides with square.
Yeah, he's yeah. Man, and back on what you were saying about that O tour, I'm like a legit OG O tour. I probably did not win a single game in a set until maybe like 5 or 6 months into like constantly grinding Smash.
And would you say at that time, were you like serious about it? Were you like, what did you feel like, man, I just want to win though? Like, or you just like whatever?
At first I was really nervous, and I kind of came into the community just with the hopes of just meeting people and just learning from people, and trying to create opportunities for myself by just going out basically. And then I soon realized like the area that I'm in is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like there's only good people in one area, but they all go to tournaments far as fuck away. Like
that's so true. That's so
They
true.
would go to MSM and stuff like that. So you would very rarely catch all of them in one place. So it was hard to
Mm-hmm.
kind of get that practice with top tier players. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'll admit it, I honestly maybe have only played PR players throughout my entire career playing Smash. I've probably only played like in bracket maybe like 4 or 5. And
Gee,
I
yeah.
think it was like Ketchup at the time when Ketchup was a PR player. I'm hit once at a tournament.
Maybe Ouija, Caesar, anybody?
Caesar, I played Caesar actually. I've actually played Caesar the most out of all of them, but like friendlies because Caesar lived fairly close and he went to Valley College.
Oh yeah, that's
But
right. I remember that. Yeah. Yeah,
uh,
I feel like Caesar was like a common people of someone who a lot of people who went O2 or a little bit more have played. That's PR. I feel like Caesar is really common on that list. If people don't
it
know, they
was
know about
tough
it.
too. It was always tough too because you get O2, you go to the next tournament, and then they have you as an O2er already. So like your first round is usually against like
Like some,
Caesar
yeah,
or like you know what I
yeah.
mean.
It's like your first round's like some an O2er, like another person like yourself. You're like, I can maybe win this, and you win it by like the skin of your teeth. You're like, cool, I'm ready, I'm riled up, and all of a sudden you say, you got Rasta and Caesar instead of one. You're like,
Yes,
oh,
exactly.
you're like,
You realize that the next person you're playing had a bye in the first round. He didn't even have to
oh,
play. Like you know what I mean?
yeah,
He didn't even have to play anybody to get to that spot. He's just already there.
yep,
So he did like fourth or fifth. It's like 80 people there and
so
shit. No,
true,
that's
dude.
awful. And
Yeah,
no,
I get you
I
on
didn't
that,
start taking the
definitely.
game serious. I didn't start taking it serious until the end of Smash 4, which is my
Really,
big mistake because like I feel like I just went around bullshitting the whole time when I could have been getting good.
that's true.
And
I
like
get you on that. I get you on that. Definitely, it's a
yeah,
it's like a realization, you know.
before the COVID shutdown hit and before that last Evo, I had went to Evo for Smash Ultimate that first year they did it, and I had probably won like four events, which is like
Really,
from me was ridiculous.
you're like,
I thought that
dang,
I was having the year of my life. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I won this event called Melon Mass 4. I won two BYSs and a Pixels. I won two Pixels, two BYSs, and Melon Mass.
And this was Smash
Melon Mass
Four.
4.
This was
This
Smash
is
Four.
Ultimate. This
Ultimate.
is an Ultimate.
Oh,
Yeah. This is an
gee.
Ultimate. And then I go to Evo and I dead ass go O2.
Did you feel like you like? Did you even improve at all, or did you understand that evil is such a larger scale that the fact that you went 0-2 maybe he didn't hit you as hard?
Honestly, like what happened for me is I think I just went in there expecting way too much. Like, yeah, it is a big scale of tournament. Like you're playing
Mm-hmm.
against random people, but you see all of your homies that you always play with. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And my first match, it was against a Lucas player, and
Oh,
me being King
Lucas,
Dedede,
the
yeah,
worst.
you Lucas versus King Dedede. So you can only imagine what happened. I won the first game, which was cool. Everything was solid. He starts camping me out the second game. Like he
Ah,
starts side beaming me, doesn't approach me, just
you
side
hate to
beaming.
see it. You hate
Yeah.
to see it.
And then I lose two straight after that, but like by one stock. And
Hmm.
my next round, I'm already a little discouraged because I'm just like, dude, it's King Dedede. Like I'm already having a hard time.
Yeah,
Like it's annoying to lose that first round, especially at a major tournament like Evo.
and you
Because
still,
my whole life, like
yeah,
I
you had that
felt
expectation, right? You had that
yeah.
expectation.
Yeah. And like the reason I think it hit me so hard is because like the whole point of me getting into Smash was like I'll admit it, like I watched the documentary and that's what made me want to get into Smash.
The melee one,
Like
right?
I did, yeah, I didn't know there was a competitive scene at all. Like I had
Uh,
no clue. I thought Call of Duty, Halo, and Gears of War was like the only thing that
and
existed.
then you went to Smash, and you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
you're like, wait a minute,
So like I mean I grew up playing Super Smash Brothers with my cousins all the time.
yeah,
We play like 10 stock matches, items, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
fun and everything.
yeah. And I was big into sports. I was playing a lot of football, a lot of baseball,
Yeah.
soccer, stuff like that. And then I got to a point in my life where I couldn't do that anymore because I got like really seriously injured.
Hmm.
And I was just like, this is bullshit. Like I don't know what else to do with my life anymore. And I didn't really like school at the time, and like it was just I had nothing really like
Yeah,
to influence me to do something. You know what I mean? To want to get better at something.
like to
And then
compete. You know, it's like you
yeah,
that
yeah,
the one thing you
exactly,
had was gone now, or kind of
exactly. Yeah. So then I was thinking really hard about my cousins who I hadn't seen in so long, and I was like on YouTube like 12 o'clock at night, midnight and shit, and I just typed in Super Smash Brothers World Championships,
mm-hmm.
and it's like some home recording of like Armada versus Mango or something like that.
Yeah.
And this was like in 2014, 2013,
Oh,
2014.
that feels so long ago already.
Yeah, that's a
That was a
and
century ago.
like right after I found out about that, I see the documentary,
Yeah.
and then like my first thing I did was went out, found a GameCube, and then bought Melee and a controller. And I still had like a really bad broken hand, like you could see all the scar tissues and shit on my hands and my
Uh huh.
knuckles. It was really hard to play with a cast on.
Yeah.
So I would always unwrap my cast and take it off, or like take off the splint that I needed to like keep my wrist from fucking
Uh huh.
dangling there all weird, and I'd just be playing with like open wounds and shit like that. It was
That's metal, dude.
it
What?
was bad, bro. Like it was really, really, really,
Wow.
really bad.
But like
And
in that moment, you're just thinking or felt like I just want to play. I want
I
fuck
just
this
want
wrist.
I just want to get good. Yeah, I was like, I just want to get good at this game, and I want to go find the tournament.
Yeah,
This is back. I tried finding tournaments on Smash boards.
bro.
If you fucking
I never I couldn't go that back. For one thing, I didn't understand. I didn't get into competitive until Smash 4. So obviously, I wouldn't know
oh
about
okay,
Smash boards. And then when I played
mm.
Melee, I played with only my brothers and my godbrother, who we thought we were the shit. But then once
Yeah,
you think you're the shit in your friend group or your small group, but then you realize you're just a small, a big fish in a small pond until you go to the bigger pond. And you're like, what the heck,
mm.
it's
Yeah.
wild, dude. So yeah, Smash
What
boards
what
though, that goes back. That goes back.
what's cool about that is like I my first competitive game was actually N64 Smash. Like out of
Oh,
all the Smash, I learned about Melee first, but I was able to get a hold of N64 Smash before any of that.
dang.
And like I learned how to Z cancel. I was playing like Falcon and Kirby for the longest time, and then I completely bypassed Brawl. Wait, you said what?
I know. I think everybody bypassed Brawl. I think everybody did.
Oh yeah,
And yeah,
yeah.
I think everyone did. No offense, people who played Brawl vets, but I didn't know the common thing for everybody there. But yeah,
Yeah. But no, back to my Evo story. So basically, like I felt like Evo to me was just I was only gonna go to Evo when I felt ready,
yeah,
and I just came off this monster year, bro. Like I
you're
came off of
ready.
crazy
You were like,
wins.
I'm ready to.
I was going off. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
yeah, I
popping
feel you,
off,
dude.
and I get to Evo and I go 0-2 to a Lucas and a Zelda player,
Zelda and losers. That's terrible.
and I think I must have drank so much that night that like I convinced myself to just like stop playing like super competitive. Because
mm,
I stopped going to events after that and just started POing. Like it was bad.
yeah.
And
So
now I feel like I'm so far behind
yeah.
that I like can't win. I can't beat anybody right now. I can't beat any of the homies from BYS that I used to just smack on,
Can,
except Emmanuel
can I
and
beat you,
Drag. They
man?
suck.
Okay. I was like, hold up. There was a couple streams ago, like recently, where you were low key crapping their cheek, bro. Like, hold up, wait a minute, bro.
I don't know. I don't ever lose the E-Man, bro. I could never lose the E-Man.
When I have him on
Someone
the
lost
show,
the
I'm
E-Man
asking
on
about
our.
that.
Someone lost the E-Man on the combo contest the other day, and we fucking flamed him. I think it was Mios lost to E-Man in the
Oh,
combo contest, where the E-Man's the punching bag basically.
uh,
So like the punching bag punched back, and turns out he hit harder too. Because Mios got his shit rocked by Emmanuel's day one Link so bad that Emmanuel after stream looked over at me and goes, "Hey bro, no lie, should I pick up Link?" And he's like,
you're
he
like,
did that typical Smasher thing where he's like, "Yo, my Link was kind of nice though, right?" Like,
yo, my league kind of was moving a little bit, right, bro?
yeah,
Yeah, like,
exactly.
bro, chill, sit down, sit down.
Like nobody's even saying anything. I think we were doing like our last goodbyes, and then he goes, "Hey, real quick." He's like, "Well, my Link though, right?" Like, I just wonder.
Oh my
I just
gosh.
every time a Smasher says some Smasher ass shit, it always
Yeah.
just It warms me up inside.
Oh, we're definitely gonna get on that part. Definitely, we'll talk more about the IE because I know the IE has tons of people who say some smash rash type shit, and we kind of
Right.
really delved into the conversation a lot about your start within your journey. And I like to tell this session called Classic Mode. We're gonna move on to the Classic Mode part of this interview, and this podcast, and it's basically intended for me to want you to take me up alongside your journey of where you started, where what you've been through, and where you are right now. And I like to start it off saying, with you, in your opinion, what would be one word that you would use to describe the Inland Empire community? I what would be like one word
Man.
you would use? And I know it's hard. A lot of guests are like, one word? How can I say something like that? But it's really interesting to see what you think and again that perspective. And that's what we're gonna start it off. So, what would be one word that you would use? Putting you on the spot right now, brother. I'm sorry.
Honestly, lame.
Lame. Whoa.
Like the current state of the IE, or just like my experience with the whole.
I guess your experience and your feeling of the community, like what's your
Okay.
Maybe right now it's lame,
My
and it kind of is
overall,
because COVID sucks and everything. But yeah,
my overall opinion about the Inland Empire is I love the Inland Empire, the Smash community.
there's dashes
It's
in
like
there.
it's been a second home away from home for me, like big time.
Yeah.
It's been really cool. I met a lot of great people.
Mm-hmm.
I've met some of the best people I know in my life
Mm-hmm.
right now through the Smash community, and it's like
Yeah.
I couldn't take anything from the Smash community and be like, this place sucks. Except right now. Right now, I think the Smash community is lame,
Yeah, and
especially
we
the
can't
Inland
help
Empire.
it. Yeah, but it's like it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough out in the streets.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we definitely can't. We definitely can't help it. But like, man, I feel like there's so much more stuff that the Inland Empire could be doing, just to have like, especially now because everything's online.
Mm-hmm.
So people from other regions, like, dude, we had dudes in the a BYS arena the other day. Like half of it was like East Coast and Texas players. Like,
Yeah.
we'll get like random ass people from all over the states that want to play and shit. And it's like the IE needs to reach out more to those other regions and do like collabs with other regions or like something, man. Like,
we
it's
love our
super
community.
lame right now.
It's kind of like like it sounds like it's like we're stagnating our growth. We've grown so much with Smash 4, maybe even before when we started in Brawl, if there was a scene, and then it kind of exploded at the mid to end part of Smash 4, and it was a great start for Ultimate. But now that we hit this point where we're at home a lot of the time, there's so much opportunity to do something else that can even further our growth. Save it for me, even like doing a podcast right now about the IE that we could get different guests, stuff like that. I understand what you're saying about that perspective right there.
Dude, it's people like you, it's people like BYS that are actually like doing shit, and that's what I love. That's the thing that really set me out, because the IE, they always had really good IRL events.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
These fools are idiots when it comes to being online. All we do is start dumb arguments about Bakers versus NNL. All we do is start fights, make fun of people,
and then like
when it comes to being online, we're a bunch of fools. Like, it's guts.
You wonder why people say people make fun of us so much when we say don't sleep on IE.
Oh yeah,
don't sleep on us competitively, but everything else.
Don't sleep on the IE, man.
Yeah.
Straight up.
To put it simply, it's not meant. We're not railing on the IEs because we love to. We love our community, but it's more like we want to encourage our community members to kind of grow something else that's not just competitive Smash. You can grow it.
And there's a few jabronis in the community that are streaming. I feel like they're streaming themselves, which is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're promoting themselves, which is what you do when you stream.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like they could be doing a little more to help the growth of the community.
Yeah.
Especially for the Inland Empire. So like, if you're a streamer out there right now in the Inland Empire and you're streaming Smash, dude, give the Inland Empire or give the IE a shout out. Try and reach out to other players, have them come in, man.
Because that's something that we all did when we're like younger or whatever. As when you're playing with your friends, you're like railing on each other while versing or something. Like a perfect example is you and E-Man. Y'all say like the craziest shit to each other when you're 1v1 each other. but y'all still the best of
Yeah,
friends, you know? Like I've heard that so many
yeah.
times. That's like the perfect
No,
example, you know?
we make fun of each other's like girlfriends, and we make fun of each other's like past life experiences while we're sitting there getting drunk playing with each other, and it's like that's like just how you're supposed to do it, man. Like
It's
you just gotta have a good time. Yeah, that's where you get the best moments in Smash.
so what was your journey? I want to talk about Smash 4 because I feel like they went to Melee, skipped over
Yeah,
Brawl, and then we talked
yeah,
about Ultimate right now, how we went through. But Smash 4, I feel that's where I met you, and that's where we kind of got connected, more connected. How was your
yeah.
journey through Smash 4? I want to talk about that a little bit because I'm really interested.
So my journey through that, like the start, was really slow for me.
Yeah.
It I mean, it seemed like it wasn't because I was helping he's Al Navas now. I don't remember if he had a
Oh,
different tag
Angel.
back then. Yeah,
Angel, yeah.
I was helping Angel stream his events
Valley?
at Valley. Yeah,
I remember that, yeah.
he had these this outdoor event at the Greek Theater one time.
Yeah.
Except it was like 5 different games that they were running. They were running like Madden, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter,
Hey.
Smash. Like, they had like all these random ass games,
Yeah.
and I would go to those tournaments, and they were like once a month. And
Yeah.
the first one I didn't get to play. I had to leave, like because they started the bracket way too late,
Hmm.
and I was just like, I gotta get home. My mom,
Yeah.
she's calling for me already. Like, um, so the second month when I actually got to play for the first time, I was nervous. I had probably practiced the whole every day up until that point. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? People think like, oh, just practice every day and you'll get good and blah 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 blah. It's like sometimes you gotta really like take breaks from the game,
Hmm.
just like
I agree.
relax your body, just to relax your body, man. Go
Yeah,
outside.
I
You're like
agree.
a plant.
I
You're like
agree.
a plant, and when you hang out inside all day playing video games, like you're not getting that sunlight or that fresh air, that you know what I mean,
You know,
that fresh oxygen to the brain that you need. Like,
yeah, like you
um,
can't grind so much continuously because you're just gonna burn out and you're not gonna enjoy
yeah,
the game anymore. You're gonna be like,
you
what?
gotta have, and that's what I did to myself. I burnt myself out. I showed up with like one half drank water bottle, a sandwich, and my controller, and it's like it seems like
I feel like
that's enough.
yeah,
You know what I mean? That's already more prepared than most smashers go to their events. Like,
yeah,
and nah, man, you gotta be built for endurance, more endurance than anything, because like
yeah.
Smash is one part skill and one part endurance in my eyes. But so during all that, I met this dude Fonzie, Alfonso, Battle on Bennett Fonzie.
Oh, fun! The legend.
Yeah, I meet Fonzie and I find out that he lives out in Fontana, close to me.
Hmm.
So I started playing with him a lot. And at the time, my Smash group was Kylo. Um, Kylo was actually the one that took me in my first event that I played. By the way, shout out to Kylo.
Yep.
Almost got us killed twice, by the way, on the way over there.
Oh, that's older. Sorry, right
It was
there.
during an El Nino storm, and he wants to just drive like 60 miles an hour just through residential going to Valley College.
Oh my gosh,
Dude is
Kylo.
a straight up Mexico driver. Like he told me, he told me before that, he's like, yeah, man, at least once a month I drive my parents to and through Mexico, and then we drive back up and we do all this and that. And he's like, so I've been driving for a long time, and I was like, okay, cool, you know what I mean? Like,
And you're like, okay, he has a lot of experience. I feel
like,
safe. He
yeah,
knows what he's doing.
oh hell no, Dan. Like I'm telling you, if there is anyone you don't want to be in a car with, it's Luis, it's Kylo. You don't want to be in a car with that man because he drives like if we're being chased. You know what
You're like, this is our final stand. We got a freaking boulder behind us. We got a dip right now. And you're like,
I
but
mean?
it's raining. I don't give a. We got.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I meet Fonzie and he tells me like let's play and practice, and that's when I actually started getting good at the game.
Hmm.
And they started doing the battle on. I don't Was it Battle on Bennett first or
Battle on
did it
Bennett. It was my first. It was my very first local I've ever attended.
was Battle on Bennett, right? Because
Battle on Bennett.
that's where I met you. That's where I met Eric. That's where I met.
And Eric was the first one who got me to go to my first local too, my first competitive. He's the only
Yeah,
taking me to the first one.
I met Brick that day. I met Mal. I think Mal was there.
Mal, for me, my first time, it was only me, Brick, and Ralph or SD Champ.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, at that one, I think Mal wasn't comfortable going yet. I think it was one to two more locals until after, and then he went to a first one, and that's when he met everybody. I remember that.
He's good too. I remember he showed up randomly and just fucked everybody up. It was crazy.
Man, Mal was a whole episode.
Yeah,
Mal was a whole episode for this podcast to talk about his god,
Mal was
his
good.
his
Mal's one of
skills.
those people. Mal's one of those people. I've known him for a long time. He played on my softball team, and
I heard, yeah, him, and Brick, right?
Mal is straight up just. I'm convinced that Mal is good at everything he does. Like, but not just good. Like, he is better than you at everything he does. You know what I mean?
He's
Like,
like, I'll give it a try, and like day one, you're already losing. You're like, how?
yeah, no, Mal on my softball team. Like, I didn't take him for an athlete. You know what I mean? And like at glance, he looks like an athlete. You know, he's built really good. Like, he's tall and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, I seen him throw a ball and swing a bat, and I was just like, all right, well, we just at least you look scary. You know what I mean? Like, you have a physical presence. Maybe they won't hit the ball at you. They would hit the ball at Mal, and he would catch everything. Dan, anything hit at Mal or thrown at Mal, Mal could catch. Dude,
What the? That's
best glove,
awesome.
best glove I've ever seen on any first baseman. And I probably had like after that season, I had like the utmost faith and respect in anything Mal did because he was clutch. Couldn't get the ball past him. He would get in front of the ball too and take the ball off of like his knee and stuff like that. Like
Damn.
he was good, dude. And then his artistic skills, like you've seen
Yeah,
his drawings and stuff,
yeah.
right?
I've seen his art, man. It's amazing. It's flawless.
But anyways,
Yeah, that's yeah. Like I said, Mal's a whole different topic we can
I can't
go
even
into.
dude, Mal's like a unicorn, bro. It's like you see him and you're just like you're mesmerized by what he
Yeah,
does.
exactly.
And
But you,
but then you see Brick and Brick's literally a brick. Like he's built like a brick. He has the
is that
brain
where
of
the
a
name came
brick.
from? Is that
Yeah,
where the name came from?
no, I don't know, but I believe it. Let me tell you, working with
Oh,
that man for those years and like all the time that me and Eric have spent together, let me tell you, Eric is easily the smartest math person I know. He's a great mathematician. He is dumb as hell when it comes to everything else, dude. I fucking love him so much, but my man could not get his way out of a paper bag, or he couldn't find his way out of a paper bag. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my God, Eric, no.
and he's also like, you know how we talked about how Smashers use a lot of Smash references, especially the IE ones.
I know he would. I know he would.
We'd be at bars, we'd be at clubs, we'd be out. You know, he'd see a fine female, and he would say just like hey bro, I'm gonna go three stock here real quick, watch. And I'm
Oh,
bro, if you're watching this and you're from the IE, it's not cool. It's not funny.
it's not,
It's not attractive.
I just saw a tweet like that today where it's like, if you're an adult, 20 years plus, and you're using Smasher references,
It's not tight.
it's funny like the very first and only first time you do it, maybe for like a second, but
It's cool when you do it with your other Smasher homies.
you're just fucking around,
But
man.
if you're approaching someone in a club, like somebody that's not really privy to Smash in general, and then you're just like, you want to see my Falco down taunt? And he's just like, what? Like, the fuck did you just say? You get slapped, you get a drink thrown at you.
Imagine
It's
she's like,
brutal.
all right, then show me your moves. You get it.
Oh yeah, if she hits you with that though,
It's
then
putting the ring on it.
done deal. Yeah,
Putting the ring
done
on it.
deal.
Putting the ring on
Nah,
it. Frame one. I'm just sorry. No.
But then after that, I met Gio in the Arcade Wednesdays.
Yeah, Arcade
Yeah,
Wednesdays. Yeah.
I think they're not. I think they're still Arcade Wednesdays, but they have another name.
Yeah, I know they recently, I think, believe they rebranded themselves, but they tried
Yeah,
to host the locals like late last year, but everybody kind of shut them down on it. like, what you doing? No, and then everyone's like, no, and then
I
yeah,
remember that Gio after a while was just like, all right, I can't deal with it, which is good on him. I would support him either way. He's
he,
another longtime
he's
friend of mine.
he's an honest TL trying to bring it back and make it work. And I saw the work he put in. It's just I feel like it was just bad timing and overall just maybe it just wasn't the time, and that's basically what it is.
He's one of the other few people in the community that I think is really trying to help the growth of the Inland Empire, as well as what's that one? Who's that one doofy kid? That little dorky kid from really handsome guy, nice hair, kind of doofy. MTM, I think it is.
Oh, Rabbit.
Oh yeah,
Jacob.
right, yeah,
Jacob.
yeah,
Jacob.
yeah. Shout out to Jacob.
He said, really handsome, doofy kid.
I only say doofy because
Jacob.
this man had the audacity to say that his Captain Falcon could beat my King Dedede. And I proceeded to destroy him in an unnamed location during an unnamed event. It was a birthday party for a friend of ours. I'm not gonna get into details. You know which one we're talking about? You know which one I'm talking about?
Was it the beginning of last year or like the?
Yeah, it was like the beginning of last year. Yeah. Me and Andres from BYS, but
I think I know.
I went there and I I beat him like he owed me money, Dan. Like, and like in my head the whole time I'm thinking to myself like, how dare you call me out? Don't waste my time like this.
Oh my god. So would you say that you're active on the IU Smash Facebook page though? I know that's part of your background. That's a lot of shit happened.
So I mean, I'm still fairly active on. I don't know about recently, but I used to be really active on it, and not a lot of people know. But I was just banned a whole month on Facebook, and I just got off my ban, by the way. So you'll be seeing me again sometime soon. But back in the day, I was all over the page every day, trying to just poke around, see what's good, talk some shit, make fun of. My main thing is I love to make fun of people that give their honest but shittiest kinds of opinions towards what people have to say. Like if someone's like, "What do you guys think about this character?" and some dude's like, "Oh, you're a fucking crybaby loser, blah blah blah. You didn't get what you want, yada yada yada," and then I'm just like, what? Like, I'm gonna
it was like an honest question, and then like you came in with violence, bro. Like what?
Yeah, like that's the person I kind of try to be, but I do pick at a lot of the homies in the Smash community. I do pick at them, like when they don't deserve it at all. Like they'll be doing nothing wrong. They'll be living their daily life, day to day. I'll just come in and be like, "Hey, doesn't this person?"
And you're like, "Hey."
Yeah. I'll be like, "Doesn't this person look like Hamburglar?"
Doesn't he do this? And you're like,
yeah, exactly. And then it just starts with the whole thing. You have to.
And that's just a whole comment link chain. And then I remember distinct memories of me and my group back then. And then I'll see a Facebook message and be like, "Yo, did y'all see what happened in the Facebook group right now?" And we're like, "What?" And we look at it, and there's like a whole like one post and like 48 comments. And we know some shit went down with just one comment, and it's just like a long chain of shit.
It has like 38 replies in that one comment.
Yeah, 38 replies, and we're like, "What the fuck is happening right now? What is Rasta doing?"
Bro.
Oh my god.
And then I used to go into the SoCal. I used to go into the SoCal page a lot, and especially like.
And that's where the famous phrase came from.
Oh yeah, there was this time where SoCal, they don't do it as much anymore, but SoCal would talk shit about the IE, and it was kind of just like, we obviously know who the better region is, you know, I mean, being the IE, of course.
Duh, always.
And you know, I could see how pride would come about, and they think we're from a part of the world that has more lights and smells like dog water, and
we ain't denying that.
one good restaurant and a billion better food trucks.
Restaurants, we got food trucks, bro. Like we got mobile restaurants.
And we just had to let it be known that like, nah, you guys suck and we're better. And it was kind of just like a.
What was the backstory on those CDI though? Can you take us like on like what started it and how did it come about? For people who don't know that story.
So like, I forget what saga was occurring, what 2GG event was occurring.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been Mexico Saga. It might have been right after Mexico Saga.
Where I'm Hip took out Tyrant, I
Beat
believe, right?
Tyrant, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I linked it onto the Facebook, and I was just like, I was turned up, dude. I was excited. I was happy for my boy. And then I was like, see, this is what happens to SoCal's best. Like, you guys talking a lot of shit, but you guys are getting smacked by I'm Hip, and you guys are getting smacked by so and so.
You're popping off. You're popping off.
And then I put don't sleep on the IE, and people were just so baffled by that. Like people were just so like dumbfounded by the fact that I said that, and they were just like, oh, some people were like, don't sleep on the IE. But some people were like, hey, yeah, don't fucking sleep on the IE.
It was like you know what I mean? It was split.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I never took it personal, you know what I mean? I never took it as like oh, I'm being made fun of. I'm one of those people that like, I make fun of people, so it's hard to make fun of me. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to feel made fun of. You know what I'm saying?
You can talk back up. You make fun of you enjoy. It's not you. It's like you kind of enjoy. You have fun with it. You're like, fuck it, talk shit to me.
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
Like,
and I mean, like the very few times that like it's gotten to the point where people threatened to get like physical with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was one dude that like tried telling me like, oh, I'm gonna go to Brew Rebellion and pull up, and I'm gonna pop my hood on you, blah 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 blah.
The fuck?
And never showed up. Like he never went to any event after that. And he hit me up again and was like, I'm not trying to have no problems, and I'm not trying to get banned, and blah blah blah. And I was like, well, honestly, man, I was like, it's just a joke. Like, it's just words. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
you act like I called your mom like some foul name, or you know what I mean? Stepped on your country's flag, or defiled your grandmother's sacred holy burial site, or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I get you.
People talk a big game. Like, there's very few tough guys in the IE that are like, I don't know, like believable, I guess. You know what I mean? And like
they say something and you're like, yeah, I can believe you. I
respect you, you know what I mean? Yeah. And there's also a lot of people in the IE that are just like, they say things just to try and fit in to like certain like I don't know, like people just say things and you're just kind of like, they try and chime in on something that they weren't there for, and like they have an opinion, like if you know they know what they're talking about. And
he's like, oh, the IE, I've been here, man. I know everything. You're like, bro, you came in midway Smash Ultimate.
Yeah, you started playing Ultimate like 2 months ago.
Like, chill, bro. Like, come on. Like, so wait. Something I want to ask you though is, then knowing that like some people will be like trying to say something and to act like they've been here for a while and they obviously haven't. And you can learn about stuff that's happened. This is what this podcast series is about. But what would be something you would tell someone that shows or proves that you've been like in this community for some time already? Like, what would something you would tell them or show them that you're like, hey, that's how you know I've been here for a while? Like,
I'd ask them about what was the name of Fonzie's first tournament.
Oh man.
I'd ask him who I'm Hip beat at Mexico Saga. I'd ask
who is I'm Hip even? Like,
yeah, I'd ask who is I'm Hip. Yeah. And I'd ask who Kingslayer is. I'd be like, what do you know about Kingslayer?
Yeah, what does he always need?
Huh? Yeah, I'm like, what is the one thing that Kingslayer needs more than anything in this world right now?
Oh, bless Kingslayer, man. Yeah. I felt so bad for him so many times before, dude. Like,
I'd ask if they've ever done Coyote Cross Up or Breakthrough or like. No, Breakthrough's a Zoomer thing. What was it, Breakout?
Breakout. It was Breakout.
Yeah,
Breakthrough was he's Arcadian. Breakout was like the very first what do you call it? Not regional, but big tournament for the IE, like huge one. Like,
in regards to the community, I'd ask like, what was Fonzie's first event? What's up with Kingslayer?
Hey, what is it? Shit, who were the top 3 most dominating players in the IE and Smash 4?
Oh, fucking Caesar, Hip, and Mal. No.
Oh, I was gonna say Ouija, but.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Ouija. Yeah.
I could have been, but he wasn't active like that. He could have
I'd
been.
ask who. I'd be like, who do you know from Thai? Or I'd be like, how many people did you know from Thai?
What were the top 3 crews in fucking IE, bro?
It was
Thai,
like Thai, fucking
MMG,
NMG. Oh, that's
oh,
right. And
MMG,
then
and
and then what was Chili's crew? Wasn't it like NLC or something like that?
I totally forgot about that. I was gonna say PIK. I feel like those are the 2 most known. Well,
PIK. I still have Eric's name in my phone as
that,
PIK Eric.
that was our crew. I
Yeah,
remember
that was your guys'
I was
crew.
technically crew leader for that just because I assumed most responsibility.
That was good.
Yeah,
You assumed all the responsibilities.
like I'll be worried about like more like social media representation, all that shit like that, and
Yeah.
everyone else will just be competitors. Like they'll just hold the tag. But Matt was like our shining, our golden chicken, whatever. He'd be the one that's
Golden chicken? Is
like,
that
bro,
what you
he's
just
the golden
called
egg,
them?
bro. Like every time he goes to a local, you definitely he's getting top 3 easily. You know,
Yeah.
unless
Oh
him,
yeah. And he would do it so easy.
yeah,
He was the
unless
only person that's ever JV3'd me in Smash Brothers ever.
really.
Oh yeah.
Shit, that's wild, dude. Yeah,
In bracket too.
you,
In bracket.
but you can tell there's so many things we can say to people. Are like, hey, if you don't like, this shows you how long we've been in this community for already. Like, what was that?
Mm.
It's funny. There's so many things that's happened, but when you look at the big picture, that was really only like 4 years, 5 years. Like it was. It feels like
Yeah.
so long ago, but it wasn't really that long ago. You know, it wasn't like 30 years ago or 20 years. You know, it was only like 5 years ago, 4 years ago.
My first tournament was when I was like 16. I'm 24 now.
Yeah, I'm 23. I'm 23. 20, no. Yeah, 20, no, 24. No, 23. 23. I'm not 24 just yet. I'm turning 24 this year.
Oh well, yeah, I turned 24 in like a month, I guess. So
Okay, yeah. We're
23.
like the same age then. We're the same age.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah, and
So
then
wait, were you like 16 or 17 when you started going to tournaments?
I my first tournament was I started college 2015. My first local had to be 2016. So I was that
Like
was
17, 18?
yeah, 3 plus 16. So I was probably like 18 or 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
That's
like,
crazy, man.
that's crazy, right? And it's funny,
Yeah.
there's so many young ass people in this community who are like 12, 13, 14. They're like, oh, I'm grinding locals. I'm gonna be the best. This. I'm like, dang, y'all. I
Yeah.
was just worried
I
about
will
passing
say
high school. Like shit. Like
I will say the one thing that I don't like about that right now is like there are some like a few young smashers in the community that were actively going to locals, and they were hanging out with a lot of homies that I know personally,
mm-hmm,
and then like when these kids come to the tournaments after like grinding with your group of friends,
mm-hmm.
and like granted, it's we're not in a fucking professional environment. But when I got a 12-year-old coming up to me talking about like, oh, this and that, he's fucking trash and he's fucking this and that, blah 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 blah, and I'm just like,
Where's your mother? Like,
I'm like, where's your mother and
yeah,
who are the people that you're grinding with? I'd love to have a talk with them real quick because like, if you're not setting good examples for these kids and they're growing up like that, they're so toxic at such a young age, and if that's in the community, damn.
man, I'm
You
like,
know how dumb I'm gonna look telling a 12-year-old to shut the fuck up and be like, go drink your apple juice and sit the fuck down, like smack the shit out of you.
go
Like,
have some Cheeto puffs, bro. Like,
yeah, go chill out. Go eat like a Twix or something and relax.
go have your freaking clear bottom Capri Sun.
Yeah, we got to be role models for the younger kids. And, like early last year, I hosted I didn't host. Some dude was hosting this event where he had a after school program with these high schoolers, and
Oh,
they all got to play with me and stuff like that. And I fucked them all up. Like there was like two really good ones, but I didn't lose a single match. And I'm giving them pointers and advice and stuff.
mm-hmm.
And a lot of what I was telling them is just like, don't be toxic. Go meet people that also play the game and share the same interests as you. Because like to get better at the game, you have to have a solid group of people that you can play with, and like you have to have a really healthy mentality. You don't see any toxic top tier players like at all. They have
Yeah,
their rage issues. They have their
sure.
rage
But
issues and
that's
stuff.
they're passionate about it. You know, it's different from being
Yeah.
raging and then to be passionate. You know.
And to me, yeah, like, but if you're being toxic and you're like, oh, this person sucks or this person's trash, like,
I think
There's no need for that.
one thing you take from it is like learn how to take a loss. You're gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
lose. You're
Yeah.
not gonna win everything. So when that
And
happens,
that's coming from me, what
yeah.
someone that could be considered one of the most toxic people that has ever blessed the Inland Empire
Who
community.
don't know you? Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
Who don't
yeah,
know
you
you?
know what I mean? But like the people that know me know that like I'm a really cool guy. Like we hang out, I'll buy you a drink at the bar. Like
Yeah.
I'm a good time. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
If we inverse it in
and
bracket and we see each other, man, we'll have a conversation. Let's just talk.
we literally had this match on stream once where I think I popped off at you and I was like that. Like I ran my thumb across my neck. And
Ah!
like people were like looking at us like
Like,
people were like looking like what
wow,
the fuck? Like these dudes are gonna get down or some
these
shit.
hooligans. What are we doing right now?
We're all playing at a brewery and stuff. Like there's like beer everywhere. Like it's a good time.
That's like one criticism I have for Ultimate right now in our community is that it's not as spicy as it was before. It's like it's so like watered down flavor ramen noodles.
Oh yeah.
We need some
I'm gonna
spice.
tell you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. The Smash community to me, if it was a person, it'd be the kind of person that thought like ranch was spicy. If that makes sense. Like it sounds like the kind of person.
Why is it so spicy?
Yeah, it sounds like the kind of person that would show up late to something and still complain to somebody about why is this place so bad. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's too privileged. It's too like.
And it's like, oh my god.
Also, wash your hands, Smashers. Wash your hands.
Everybody should be clean from now on if we're going through COVID. Bro, like everyone, no reason why you shouldn't leave the restroom without washing your hands, bro. Like, come on.
I'm gonna stand outside the next venue I go to with a tournament. I'm gonna stand at the door like this on the way out of the bathroom, like sitting there, like if you wash your hands or not. You know what I mean?
You're gonna be like this, looking at you're like hand sanitizer.
Sitting
Bro.
there like
Clean your hands.
that. Yeah. Wash your hands, bro.
I remember
I'm
Eman told me a story. Eman told me a story when you guys were at a local or something, and you guys
we were at the game lab in Riverside.
And then there's some dude taking a piss, and y'all were taking a piss too, and you're like, you asked him a question or some shit like that, and he left without washing his hands. And you're like, this guy didn't wash.
Like, yeah, like no, because like we asked him the question and he ignored us. And I mean, which is odd. No, but you're not gonna talk to anybody when you go into the restroom. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, you don't.
But like,
okay.
The only reason I had said something to him is because like me and Emmanuel went in and there was space between stalls, so me and Emmanuel took a space between each stall just for comfortability. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're the only 3 people in the restroom, Dan, and there's 10 stalls. There's 10 urinals. And this man stands right in between us. Naturally, I lean over and I go, "Hey, man, when you eat asparagus, does it make your urine smell?" And like the dude just like doesn't say anything. And then Emmanuel looks over at me and he goes, "No, but like sometimes when I eat lettuce, he's like, it makes my asshole itch." It was like something like that, and like me and Emmanuel were like, all right, whatever. We go to wash our hands. We even leave the middle sink open for him just in case he wanted to join us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the kid goes, walks away, and like just walks right out the door, and sits down and plays a match. And we go in there and we see him dap somebody or like we saw him dap somebody.
Yeah, that's what he told me. We're like, oh no, dude. Bro, I'm not dapping nobody anymore, bro. I'm putting a wet napkin, a sanitizer towelette on my fist to fist bump you now. Like,
yeah, I will tell you this: unless you're one of my homies, we're not dapping up after a set for at least 2 more years. Like,
bro, you should have that person that he dapped and be like, "Yeah, you know you didn't wash his hands right when you're at the restroom."
Oh, the worst part, it was one of our boys too. It was one of our BYS boys.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But something I want to ask you though, in relation to IHOP, that I knew I wanted to touch on was do you know that you know Carlos, right? You know Carlos.
Yeah.
Carlos,
I know exactly.
Do you know that he still has that receipt? Do you know that he still has that receipt?
He shows me every time we come across each other. He'll show me, and it's like more and more faded out each time, and I feel so bad. Like I wish we could have preserved it better. And um,
I forgot.
it's so cool because like that was the first time I met him, and like he had been like an internet friend at the time. Like I'd only known him through the internet.
Like, you know,
He
it's
would
like
chime in on my Facebook posts. Yeah,
yeah,
never really showed his face on Facebook, so I didn't know who he was.
yeah. You just
And
heard
like,
about
yeah, maybe like a year or two of knowing who he is. Dan and them. I think you were with them that night, no?
I was. I remember
Yeah.
he helped us out, and I remember I was like right here, right, and then he was in front of me on my right side, and he looked at you, and he's like, "I'm gonna keep this receipt. I'm gonna keep it in my wallet." Every time, and you're like standing up with your freaking pen and paper, and you're like, "Okay," and like you get your shirt tucked in, and everything, head slicked back,
Oh
all of that shit, and
man,
you're like, "All right,
hair
all
slicked
right."
back.
I
My
remember
hair all slicked back with my
I
shirt.
remember that distinctly, dude. Like hair slicked back and shit, looking like, like yeah, I'm gonna get some tips today. And it was like freaking
Bro, it
8 o'clock
was.
at night, 9 o'clock at night.
I know, like 9 o'clock at night. I'm all waiting for the fucking graveyard lady to come in and take over. And
Yeah,
I remember Carlos just like looking up at me, and I took everyone's order, and then he goes, "Wait, you're Raymond Diaz?" And I go,
yeah.
"Yeah, man." I was scared. I was like, "Wait,
You're like, oh
what?"
shit, someone found me.
Yeah. And then he goes, "I'm Carlos Puente," and I was like, "What? Like, what the fuck? That's so cool." And
Dude,
I finally give him his receipt, and he's just straight up like, "Yeah, I'm gonna keep this forever, like in my wallet." Sure enough, every time I've seen Carlos for like the next 3 fucking years after that, like he's had it and he's showed me like on multiple occasions, and it hangs out in his wallet so much that it's actually like all the ink is all faded off, and
I think it
you
still.
can barely see the IHOP logo.
I think it says a date on it still. I have a
Yeah.
similar story, you know. With do you remember Smash HQ?
Yeah, that was in by the Carousel Mall in San Bernardino, correct?
Yeah, that was my very first ran tourney that I ever ran myself. Uh,
Baller.
Kylo
King shit.
Kylo and I
Yeah.
at the HQ headquarters downtown. It was literally right across the street from the Regal movie theater. Back then, it was Cinema Star. Oh, that's a throwback.
Yeah.
Uh,
What was it? What was it? You said it's Cinestar or whatever?
Cinema Star or Cinema
Cinema Star. Do
or
you
Cinema.
remember the Do you remember the Cinema Star on in San Bernardino? With
That's a throwback. That's a throwback with the big old dude on like on
the
the
sign of the wall. I
on
think
the
you're my girl's from that. You're kind of from that area, right? Yeah.
yeah. So I have a story about a $2 bill. I still have my $2 bill in my wallet. Um, my very first one. I had everything set up, or everything was going. People were coming in and paying and doing all of that, right? Venue and entry. And
Hmm.
then Sal, you remember Sal? You know Sal, right?
Yeah.
Sal and Ralph come in, and then Ralph didn't have money on him, but he had money electronically. So he's like, "Hey, Sal, can you cover me for my entry and shit like that?" He's like, "Oh, don't worry, I got you." Looked at his wallet and he's like, "Oh shit, man, I only have a $2 bill. Like, I could only do this." And then I looked, and he looked so hesitant. And then Ralph's like, "No worry, you don't have to." And then Sal's like, "No, no, it's all right, it's all right, I got you. Don't worry about it." And he was like hesitant to give me the $2 bill. And then I was like, "It's fine though, it's fine." And then I took it,
Yeah.
and then I put it in my cash box I had there, and I put my own two $1 bills, and I took that shit out. And then he's like, "Dan, he's like, you fiend, you took my $2 bill like that." I'm like, "I'm gonna keep this shit." And ever since
That's good
then,
luck. Yeah, that's like a
it's the same $2 bill. And I said, he's like, "I'm gonna get that shit back." And I'm
uh
like,
you're like, just give me you gotta give me three $1 bills if you
"Yeah,
want to know.
exactly. You better give me extra."
Stonks.
Uh, and
Stonks, homie.
and this $2 bill is the same one from back then in that moment that I've been keeping ever since then.
That's a Smash HQ relic, dude.
That straight up it is. And I feel like I'm hitting that point where like I still want to compete, but also I want to give back, you know, to the community that I
Yeah.
go, you
That's
know.
the same with me too, man. I think I'm almost at the end of my like I think I have like one or two last runs in the Smash community before I'm just like, all right, I gotta go do
Or
some
like
golf.
maybe you might not compete, but like you still play or whatever. It'll be
Yeah.
fun.
I'm gonna
Like,
go try and fuck around, try and start a family or something like that, man. Build a barn or
oh
like, you know what
yeah,
I mean? Buy a ranch somewhere.
and then teach your kid how to be a goon on Facebook
Yeah,
For
basically. Teach my
Lord,
kid how to be a goon. Yeah.
heck yeah, dude. We all have plans for ourselves, and hey, if that's a plan for you,
Mhm.
dude, I give you my blessing. You know, wishing you the best for that. You know, that's something
Yeah.
that's a huge step for everybody. But before we leave the classic mode section, one thing I want to touch on is your tag. I call you Rasta Ray. Your name's Raven. There's Goomba. But like, where did those names come from, bro? Like, where did those names come from?
So, bro, like, no cap, the first tournament that I ever entered into, my tag was Big Dog 511. It was
Big dog.
BIGDAWG 511. It was all one word. And that came from my old school, like, Arma Games account,
Yeah.
uh, my Addicting Games account, my Xbox 360 gamer tag, Big Dog 511. And
Hmm.
then I joined a reggae band, and I was like, yo, I need a new tag. And then I remember I was watching this movie called Shataz, SHOTT or TTAZ.
Shut
And
up,
it's about like gangster reggae people, like gangster Jamaicans, bro. And
dude. That
like
sounds racist. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
and and this fool called this guy like a boomba clot Rasta rat. And I was just like
Boomba Cloud Rasta.
and then
That's like a dope ass
I was
name.
like
Ooh.
no, it's a terrible name. When if somebody calls you a boomba clap, you just gotta. That means one of you gotta go. One of you guys
I'm sure I mean
are.
something way different, you know. But like the way you said it, I'm like, damn, that sounds sick as fuck. Like,
But
I,
I thought to my head, I was like, wait, Rasta Ray, like I could be Rasta Ray. You know what I mean? Like that'd be pretty cool.
Rasta.
Yeah, and there's no secret in the community. I'm an avid smoker of the devil's lettuce. Everybody used to fucking go to tournaments to either smoke with me or smoke me out. Like you know what I mean? Like we would be in Fonzie's in the shed in his
Shit
backyard
back,
behind the trampoline
yo,
with
buzz.
Ike Tyson and shit like that. Fucking
Yo.
Spanky Ike Tyson just blazed up. And
I think Spanky still does that.
you said who?
I think Spanky still does that. I think he still loses his parents. I don't know.
Dude, I changed Spanky's life, man. I remember the first time I got Spanky like high. Like
Really?
he said that he would smoke with Fonzie occasionally, but like I swear to you, me and my cousin put Spanky on to the like being a pothead. And like I'll never forget his mom hates me, man. His mom fucking cannot stand me.
Really?
I'll never forget. We were smoking one day outside in the front, and I told Spanky, I was like, I don't think we should be doing this right here, man. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like your mom's still here, and blah 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 blah. And he's like, no, it's cool. And he wanted me to smoke him in his friend's house. I was like, all right, whatever. And then out of nowhere, some lady comes and just bangs on my car window like hard as fuck, and she's just like, Spank. She was like, I said, Jose. She was like, get your ass inside the house and yada yada. Like, I can't believe you're doing this and blah 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 blah. And I was just like, fuck. I
Oh,
was like,
fuck.
I cannot believe this is happening right now.
Dude, and you're
And
like,
then,
I kind of did this. Like,
yeah, that was my fault.
fuck, dude.
Yeah. I don't
Dang.
think I was ever welcome back at their house after that.
I wouldn't doubt it. Shoot,
Yeah,
that
it
sounds
was
terrifying. Just
bad.
pop, pop, pop. Imagine you're high as fuck and you just hear da 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 da, and you're like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was like, man.
You're
It
like,
was,
that was gunshots or some shit. So you got Rasta from that one movie then. And then I heard
yeah.
Goomba. I remember on the BYS stream you were just on. You talked about where it came from. You said it was your old gamer tag or something like that, where you used to be known as. Or something.
No, it was like a gamer tag that I was originally wanted to run with,
Oh, that's
and
what.
then I thought like after Evo, I was like I gotta start over. And I was like I gotta start from World 1-1. I was like, what's the first guy that runs at you? He just no fear in his eyes, approaching death himself, doesn't give a shit
Mm-hmm.
in the Mario games, and it's a Goomba. You
That's
know what I mean? So like the first enemy, the first person, like your first video game, my first video game was Mario, Super Mario Brothers. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So the first thing I ever had like a confrontation with, my first manslaughter charge came across. a Goomba. You got to fight a Goomba. That was my first enemy. You know what I mean?
Like, man, we're squaring up already. I like how he put Goomba. It's like it's Goomba, but like it's also like another way you can say a goonery, like you're a goon. So it's like
Yeah.
it's
I
just fits
follow like
so well.
that.
It fits so well.
Yeah,
That's what I
Goomba.
love. That's what I heard. I'm like, that's just it's like you have a knack for names because another one I love is Flex Luthor.
Flex
Oh,
Luthor. Yeah.
bro, that's such a good one too. You're like, Flex
I
Luthor.
was Flex Luthor, and then it was supposed to be Edgar Allan Poe me up, but I was just I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
I didn't think too many people would get that one. The Goomba thing is funny because my dorky little girlfriend over here, she calls me Goon Butt, and that's the
and you're
being
like,
called Goon Butt in front of people. It's probably the
man,
most embarrassing thing ever.
probably people after hearing this not gonna call you that now.
Goon Butt.
You're like, you better.
Anybody calls me Goon Butt, IRL, I'm pinching your titties, no cap.
We could talk hours and hours all on about like IE shit, man. But thank you
Yeah,
for like
yeah,
talking about that, dude.
yeah,
Uh,
man, no problem.
something that's also in this podcast I'll talk about is the Smash competitive scene, more more related to competition. You know how to get better, and I love to bring that into this because a lot of my listeners, I assume, are play Smash competitively. If not, they're interested in it, and they
Right,
always strive to get better. And I always ask my guests what their opinions are, what their advice is, and how to get better, how to break that the glass ceiling of either O2 to competitive, competitive to mid tier player, mid tier to the top, whatever it is. So I want for you, knowing that you came from an O2 or 2 competitor, what is like what is like some general advice you would give to players, upcoming players, to get out of that O2 level? You know, to stop going O2, basically.
yeah. It's really like it's like learning how to speak a language. You know what I mean? You got to learn like proper pronunciation, proper like learn what all the abbreviations for attacks means. Fair, bear, nay. It's all
Yeah,
really simple stuff.
educate
Learn what. Yeah,
yourself.
it like basically it's knowledge. Like keep yourself up to date with everything that's happening tech wise. Um, watch videos and learn from other people,
Mm-hmm.
but also apply it to your craft, apply it to your everyday play style, and just um, if you find yourself in a rough patch where you just feel like you're not getting better,
Mm-hmm.
just pick up a brand new character. Just go fucking play a brand new character for like a couple days straight. Only practice that character, and just come back, go back to your original character, and just you know you feel better eventually. But for me, it's just knowledge. Just keep yourself informed.
Yeah.
Don't have a conversation with somebody that you don't know what's going on, like you don't know what they're talking about. Because
Well,
if you're
yeah,
trying to learn,
they are
yeah,
quiet.
if you're trying to learn something from somebody who acts like they know what they're talking about, don't be afraid to be like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? Like I think that's bullshit, or like,
You're like, obviously that didn't hit because of this, and you're like, either you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, or you're like, the fuck, what?
yeah, exactly. Don't be afraid to test things out. You know what I mean? You got to put forth time. It does take time, and it does take commitment.
And don't be afraid to be
Um,
wrong too. Don't be afraid to be wrong. Yeah,
yeah,
people
exactly.
have an ego problem with that. They're
Mm.
like, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. You're wrong. I know what I'm doing. You know, and that stifles your growth, like you're saying.
There's too many what I like to call little cutie pies in the IE that think of Smash as more of an image rather than like you know what I mean. They're like, oh, I play Smash and I'm sad all the time and I play this
Or
monster
like,
character, but
honestly, I'm like the best of my character. I'm like,
yeah,
I know what I'm talking about already.
exactly. You know what I mean? And it's kind of just like, no, you don't. You get your shit rocked by everyone you play, or like you know, like
Yeah, right. Exactly.
you
But
just don't be afraid to go learn from somebody, and don't put your ego in front, and don't think that you have to maintain a certain image or stature to like to get good, or
yeah, I think
you
it's
know
also.
like
What do you think too of like don't be don't be expecting to get good like this. You know, it takes time, right? You know,
oh
obviously
yeah,
you're not gonna go from O2 to like freaking 4-2, 5-2 within one day of a local. You know,
tell
like
me about it.
what's your perspective on that? Like
Just
that
time,
reality.
man. You're gonna take a lot of lumps. You're gonna take a lot of ass whoopings unless you're just like God's given like gift to
Yeah.
smash. Like
Mhm.
you just gotta learn from your losses.
Yeah.
Uh, watch video playback if you have any playback of your videos, and just be humble about it. Take your L. I've never once in my life like raged at a loss because it's like it's humbling. You'll lose to somebody that you don't
Wait,
want
wait,
to
wait,
lose
wait,
to.
hey, Ray, can you say that part one more time again? You kind of froze up there a little bit. Sorry
Oh,
about
my
that.
bad, my bad. I
It's,
said I've never really
yeah,
once
sorry.
like raged at a loss because like
Mhm.
it's just an experience. Each time is an experience. It's a lesson
Yeah,
learned.
no, I get you. Yeah,
There's
you're
gonna be
right.
times when you lose to someone that you don't want to lose to, and that shit sucks.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
really, you just got to take it as like
a learning experience, right?
where did I beat myself and all that? You know what I mean? Did I let him get under my skin? Did I let my brain slip from the match for a little bit? Like you can't take your personal outside emotions into the game either.
Hmm.
You can't
So
go you can't go into a match with like something else on your mind.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely that type of inner turmoil you have with yourself when you're playing or trying to get better. It sucks. We all go
Mm.
through it. You know, you kind of you're your own worst enemy, as they say. You know.
Oh
So,
yeah.
in your opinion, then what's kind of like what's more important in this case, having fun or winning? 'Cause I feel like that's something that troubles a lot of
Uh
people with being going out too. It's like, in your opinion, what do you think is more important?
my opinion, like the starting out in Smash is all about having fun.
Mm,
And then you need to make the decision in your head. Do I want to ruin this fun for myself and get really good at the game and start taking everything really personal and really serious? Or do I want to just keep having fun? You know what
mhm.
I mean?
You
And
think it's
like,
possible for someone to have fun and get better?
oh yeah, I think so too. And I think that comes with playing with a really good group of friends, like having a good group of people that you can play with and always have fun with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Because if you got this group of people that are always serious eggheads or like trying to, getting upset after they lose, like, oh, this is fucking bullshit. Like,
Hmm.
you're not gonna have fun. You can still have fun and stuff like that, but you know,
Yeah, and if you
you
get fun
really
having
gotta.
competitive, if you get fun having being competitive, that's just you. That works for you.
Yeah, that's just you, man. Good on you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
me
like,
for me personally, I know that I was just like, all right, like I'm having fun just playing and fucking around, not really learning like true combos or anything like that or
yeah,
confirms and stuff.
yeah.
But now it's time to like, dig into that and really lab it out and think about it.
I agree. I agree. So, lastly, what do you think are some common misconceptions about going O2 that people don't understand, or maybe like some common misconception people might have with the idea or concept of going O2? Like,
Mm. The common misconception is that you think because you went 0-2 a couple times in a row that you're going to keep going 0-2.
mm-hmm,
I know a lot of really, really, really nice, humble players in the community that every time they play Smash, especially on BYS streams, there'll be that one or two guys that like they get their butts kicked and they're just like, GG's guys, I fucking suck. I'm gonna go do this now, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
I thought one person fuck already, dude.
you, you
That's
know,
like,
you know, and
yeah,
it's like, dude, don't do that. Because one, I'll make fun of you. Two, it's like that's not how you get better. You can't. Yeah,
mm-hmm,
you're accepting defeat, which is kind of good, but
mm-hmm.
like, uh,
But
you gotta
it's like
get
you're not
better. You know what I
you're
mean?
bouncing back. It's kind of you're letting
Yeah,
it defeat you, and you don't truly lose. Correct me if I'm wrong. You don't truly lose until you give up. You either win or you
right.
learn. So going on to one next to frame one question section, I call it credits roll. Something I'm adding new to this podcast called credits roll, and it's basically a time where we talk about specific people in our community and also shout outs that you want to highlight. People who maybe don't have enough recognition, or you want to highlight people. You're like, you know what, that person, yeah, I appreciate what they do, or this person's like on the come up or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, I want to ask you these questions, and it's just really like meant for you to think of a person or two that comes to your mind. But what would be one player that like when you come to a bracket, a BYS or BYBD or whatever it may be, what would be one player you love to verse in bracket? Like you're round one, round two, and you're like that person. You're like, oh, that person. I love to verse that person in bracket. Let's get it. What's the one person that comes to mind?
Chestnut.
Oh, Ronnie!
Yeah,
Oh, Ronnie.
Chestnut. I love playing Chestnut. Every
Dude,
time I play Chestnut, it's always a fun time.
dude,
Round one, I don't know about seeing him round one, but like,
how about then who you hate to verse? You're like, oh, again? Oh,
uh,
Like, and it's not personal. It's just
C-
your opinion and brand.
either CR, that guy that beat Red Fox at like that, like I don't know if it was a regional or something like that,
Uh-huh.
um, or
You said CR?
Meteor. Yeah, CR. He's
Oh,
another dude from BYS.
I don't think I've versed them.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's okay.
Oh, okay.
Um,
You
so
said
CR or Meteor.
Meteor. Why Meteor? What makes you say Meteor?
I don't know. He just like. Have you ever watched Shin Chan?
Shinchan? I think so.
You
It's
remember they have like that nerdy neighbor guy, and he's like a. Anyways, he looks like that guy.
You're
He
like,
looks like yeah. Anyways, he looks like that guy, and it's like I just don't like losing to guys that look like that.
and you're like,
Nah,
man.
yeah.
No, I
I've never been close, and it baffles me.
and you're like, why? So how about
Mm.
a person or player in the community that you respect the most? Can't help but respect. Know
Uh,
who they are.
Gio Giovanni,
Giovanni.
the TO.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the few people that I respect like a lot in the community.
Yeah, he definitely works hard, and I don't have my control with me, but I did win. He did a giveaway in BYS's stream, and I won that. I won one of the controls he gave away.
Oh hell yeah,
It's like yes,
that's pretty sick. That's
I use
pretty
it
cool.
often. I use it more than my freaking banjo one I have here.
How does it feel? Does
It
it feel
feels,
put
it
together
feels
really well?
yeah, it feels like I think it had like the OW whatever addition to it, the modification
Mm,
and whatever it is.
that's right.
I don't know what's that about, but it makes it feel nice, and I love playing with it. Uh, it feels really nice. But yeah,
Yeah, see, that's why Gio's one of those people I respect because he does those types of things. You know what I mean? Like he's not pushing for clout. He's not pushing for no agenda. He's not pushing for anything. Look at his merch. Like what the fuck, dude? Nobody puts out merch like Arcade Wednesday. Nobody puts out merch like BYS. Nobody does that. Look at that Arcade Wednesday merch. I got the sweater. I got the pin. I got like
yes, sir. I got the shirt too for BYS too, the black shirt.
you got the black BYS shirt with the
Yep,
O2 or the O2 ale on it. See,
yep. That,
i.e., y'all slipping.
yeah,
Y'all need
man.
to make money.
Yeah. Hey, to make money off thing you love, you enjoy doing it. Capitalism.
Change,
Anyways,
or change, homie. Which one y'all trying to do?
change. I love that. And maybe this might be the same answer for you, but what do you think is a person who doesn't get enough like recognition? Like,
Okay, yeah, definitely Geo for sure.
yeah, I'm sure.
Farmzy doesn't get enough recognition for what he did
Yeah.
before. You definitely don't get enough recognition.
What are you talking about? I'm just doing my own thing right now, bro.
You
I'm
definitely
change. Pick the one you
change or change, homie. Which one you trying to be in?
win.
Which category?
Yeah.
Nah, but
I thank you for that. Appreciate that.
everyone in Backyard Smash, basically. Yeah,
I feel like
BYS
most
as a
people
whole.
don't know BYS. They don't know. I think when you say BYS, they think BYBD like thanks tournament. They get that
All the time.
They get
Yeah.
that confused.
And then you got Backyard Beatdown and Backyard Smash. So
Yeah,
it's like
backyard. Yeah, exactly. So it's backyard. We're gonna move on to our last section for this podcast. Is frame one questions. Everyone who's listening should know what it is about. But if you don't, I'm gonna be asking my guests a series of 10 questions and a fast emotion, and I'm just looking to see what the first answer to your mind comes about. What is your main's best color?
green. The
What's your main?
green, it's the second color.
Nice one. What's your main's worst color?
I hate the fucking pink one. I think it's an abomination.
Who is your go-to doubles partner?
Either my cousin Goids or my cousin Jimmy.
Who would you want to shotgun a beer with?
Either my cousin Goids or my cousin Jimmy.
What is the best IE local?
Backyard Smash.
What's your
Or
go-to?
Battle on Bennett.
What's your go-to eating spot after locals?
After local, Kane.
Okay. What genre of music do you be blasting during your bracket match?
Hardcore death metal and reggae.
Preferred choice of alcohol.
805, baby.
A member who you always have a good time with at a local.
Dan Listo.
Ha! Top player who would you like to meet in person?
Caesar.
Wait.
I'd really love to meet Tweak.
Oh, Tweak would be pretty nice. All right,
Okay.
let's review your answers quickly. Okay, you said Caesar. I'm just playing. No, you're like nah, but Tweak. Why Tweak? Why?
I had a small interaction with him at Evo. I had a small interaction with him and Nairo actually, which I mean I would say that Nairo is the character that I wanted to meet, but like I have very different opinions towards him now, and so Tweak is definitely the guy that I'd want to hang out with more. Tweak, Nairo, and Wizrobe actually all own BYS fans.
Really?
Yeah.
You're lying.
Tweak, Nairo, and Wizrobe all have a BYS fan.
Is because they bought it or you guys gave it to them?
We gave them out to them. Yeah, we went and took pictures with them, and they would see the pin, and we'd be like, oh, like, we got extra ones. You know what I mean? And then we had people from out of state that met us there at Evo to buy pins, like on site. It was cool.
Bro, that's so dope, dude. I can't wait to have BYS on this podcast to talk about all about that, because I would love to hear how like BYS's influence extended past IE. You're surprising too. It's like wild. You're like, what the heck?
You'd be surprised. BYS, like before I got into BYS, believe it or not, they actually had like multiple tournaments before that. But dude, they were like item tournaments, like stage hazard.
You're like, all right, y'all, we can't be doing this baby stuff right now, y'all.
Bro, I popped up one day after they did a doubles tournament. I took second place at their doubles tournament with my teammate, and I remember telling him, like, because we went to dinner afterwards with them, and
damn, y'all didn't go to game. Y'all went to dinner.
We went to dinner right after. Yeah, we got drunk and went and had dinner with them. And I told him, I was like, you guys could be doing so much more, especially in your location. And then sure enough,
have you seen the movie called The Founder?
No.
Oh, okay. It's McDonald's thing. It was the way you sound like. It sound like you're like Roy Kroc approaching a McDonald's brother, be like, y'all could be doing so much better right now. Let me take care of this operation, Anyways, but you said that you came up to them saying like you guys could do so much better though, right?
Yeah, I had let them know, and after that they came by. Like we all live on the same street. Me, Jose. Emmanuel lives on San Bernardino Avenue, but me, Jose, Drac, we all lived on the same street, so we would just always be playing together after that, always hanging out and playing.
Nice.
And then the time came for their next event, and I gave them an idea, and I told them I'd help them TO and run it, and they had like 60 people, and everything ran smoothly. I brought setups, I had people come, people that never went to their events, like. And it started popping off. And the whole point of BYS was to keep it away from the IE scene, because like the IE is whack, the panelists are trash. They don't know they do know what they're doing, but like
but it's very like controlling,
confusing. Yeah, it's very controlling. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. Which you gotta have some order if you want to have like a ranking system and shit like that.
That being said, what I said about the panelists right now, that the panelists as personal people, I have zero quarrels with. Like, they're all great people.
Yep.
They're just idiots when it comes to decisions, and like I think it's just really unfair what they're doing to a lot of people, a lot of tournaments. So BYS, we wanted to keep away from that for a while, but like, eventually it kind of just dwindled into the IE to the point where we started posting to the page and started, Emmanuel and Andres joined the page, and
and this happens, but you just have to keep true to your roots, where you come from.
Grassroots feel. We try and keep it feeling like a Battle on Bennett tournament or like a backyard beatdown. Like backyard beatdown is probably one of the most like true
Back,
tournaments to the
yeah.
OG tournaments besides Backyard Smash. You know what I mean?
And I miss it every time. Every time you go there, you don't feel like you're going to a local. You're just going to hang out with friends.
You can go to hang out with a friend. You pull up, you see Cats there 1 second, and then 2 seconds later he's chugging a Four Loco.
And
5
seconds
seconds
later, they're like
later
in a
he's
circle, and
passed
they're like,
out. Yeah,
yeah, or like they're
passed out. Not
next to the
crazy.
fire, just chilling, just man. You either win or lose. You go to that fire, and you're like, "How'd you do?" I lost. That's all good. You know, like, and you're just chilling. You're like, I don't mind it. You're like,
That
fuck
was like the fireplace that like all the travelers gathered around after their
just,
journey. They
just
sat there and they're just like, "So how'd you do?" Got my ass kicked. Went 0-2.
or like, oh, you beat them, and they're like, oh, good shit, dude. And you're like, yeah. And you're like shaking. You're like, yeah, I'm still kind of shaking though right now too. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember when
Oh,
I beat Rockstar Ace, and I prematurely popped off, and I thought I won, and he came back, and he almost killed me while I was popping off, but he like misinputted and S tilted me, and I still kill him off the top, like eventually, but I remember shaking so hard afterwards, like I couldn't sit there, so I went to the fire, and the fire is the place to go to after the game.
yup, the
The
fire.
worst thing that happens is when you play your opponent, or you play and you and your opponent both go to the fire, and your
Oh,
opponent just happens to be like a little upset. You know what I mean? Because like I sat there, I was like, "Oh, good game, John," and he was just like blank face, like, "Yeah, good game, like good game," and I was just like, "Oh, I was like, God, please don't hate me," and he's just like. Yeah.
we reached the end of our podcast episode for this one. Let's go straight to conclusions. Rasta, if you have any last minute shout outs, socials where people can find you, what you got planned to go on, this is your time. Go ahead. Say it.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to the entire Inland Empire community. Big shout out to Dan for having me. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Big shout out to BYS, man. If you don't follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, follow us on TikTok. Keep up to date with all the boys. We're always open. We're always on our phones. We keep in touch with our community, especially on Discord and stuff like that.
Of course, of course.
Big shout out to Geo, Arcade Wednesday. Go check him out too. Also on Instagram. And just keep looking on the IE page, man. Things are gonna come soon, and
Yeah.
big shout out to all the homies that I've met throughout the IE community, all the memories, all the cool moments that I've had in my life. And yeah, that's about it, man. That's all I got.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, and I want to say thank you to everybody who's continuously listening to In the Lab. If you're enjoying what we're doing here and what I'm doing here, you already know where to find me on Twitter at In the Lab Podcast. You'll be finding all updated information about In the Lab right there. Also, when this episode is going to be dropping and releasing, make sure you check that out. Also, let me know if you want to start seeing us like on YouTube or something else besides Spotify, because I know not everybody has Spotify. And it's not really like easily accessible as to YouTube is. So definitely when you want to spread out to that, let me know. Let me know through all the social media channels. I only have Twitter at the moment right now. So, but like I said, thank you to Rasta taking the time out to come on here and talk about the IE. Something that we all enjoy and love to see. As you can tell by the previous episodes, we all love this community. We all have crazy stories and experiences that we can go on and about. And
We go all day.
we can go all day, and that's why I have different guests to bring out different perspectives and experiences. Thank you guys for tuning in, listening. See you guys in the next episode. I have people lined up to bring onto this show. Rasta's but the beginning of season 2, and we have tons more for this season. All right, guys, make sure you guys check it out when it all comes out. You guys take care and have a great rest of your day.
Peace.
Peace.